So, dear students, I hope I have done enough for today, and all the possible questions of pertaining to this exercise we have covered in great details, and that is all for today. But before I wind up, dear students, I would like to say, please, this is a very crucial period of your life. Don't let it go wasted. Study as much as you can, and merely watching match videos, just by watching match videos you can't crack your exam. You have to practice it on daily basis. Give as much time to your studies as possible, and solve all the questions by writing. Okay, dear students, until and unless you solve by writing, you won't be able to crack them in your exam. Getting my point, dear friends? So please practice by writing only. Okay, maths, please practice by writing. Bye bye, take care. So dear students, let's start with class 07 for mensuration 3D, that is surface area and volumes. Today will be a miscellaneous sort of class. I will be discussing each and everything combined together. Okay, miscellaneous class. So first of all, let's start with a comparison between a cone, a hemisphere, and a cylinder. I told you, dear students, let's say this is a cylinder. Okay, this is a cylinder. Now let's say this has a height h, this has a height h, and this has a radius r. What will be the volume? Volume will be pi r square h. Very similar to this, if I do it, I take a cone. Here it has a radius r. I join this. I join this. What will be the volume? Volume will be 1 by 3 into pi r square h. This has a height h. Okay, dear students. Now, next thing. Next thing is what? If, let's say, what I do this time, I take a cylinder. This is radius r. This is radius r, and this height is equal to r. Volume will be what? Volume will be, I have a little less space. So the volume will be pi r square h, pi r square into r. Okay. Next, I take a cone over here with same base radius and same height r. This is r. This height is also. This time the height is also r. What will be the volume? Volume will be 1 by 3 pi r square into r. If I take a hemisphere, for a hemisphere, this is the radius r, this is the radius r. Volume will be what? 2 by 3 pi r square into r. So I can say this is what 3 by 3 into pi r square into r. So what do I observe? The ratio of volume ratio. If I take a cone, a hemisphere, and a cylinder of same height and same base radius, they become 1 is to 2 is to 3. This I find a very beautiful comparison to memorize the volumes. This is 1/3, this is 2/3, this is 1, or 1 is to 2 is to 3. I hope you will never ever forget this comparison. Okay, let me move ahead and take some questions. See, the first question we have is, this is the first question. Let me change the diagram. Let me clear the picture for you. Just give me a small second. We have Now we have a clear picture, I hope. Yes. Okay. There is some problem with the software. It automatically degenerates the quality of the picture. Otherwise, we have from the very initial moment we have applied the correct two pictures. A right circular cylinder is full with water. Okay. How many cones having the same diameter and height as that of the right circular cylinder will be needed to store that water? See, what we know, volume ratio. What is the volume ratio? The volume ratio for both of these is what? The volume ratio is 3 is to 1. So if you multiply this cone with 3 and put it into this cylinder, it will be full. Okay. So what we do? Multiply by 3 and put it into it. Therefore, we need 3 cones to fill the cylinder. Therefore, we need 3 cones to fill the cylinder. Let's take the next one. I hope it is clear to all. Next one, I'll be happy if you do it before I do. A very easy one. I have taught you what to do in this sort of question. This in such sort of questions. You kindly read whatever way you can. Now the picture will be clear. A cone, a cylinder, and a hemisphere stand on equal bases and have equal heights. The ratio of their volumes is already learned. This is 1 is to 2 is to 3. We have already discussed this in theory. Okay. Already learned this. Fine. Next question. If V1, V2, V3 with the volumes of a right circular cone, cone, a sphere, and a right, okay, a right circular cone, a sphere, and a right circular center having the same radius and same height, then now it will be like, since this is a sphere, the matter is same with a hemisphere or a cone, a hemisphere or a sphere. So we know that the volume of a cone, hemisphere or sphere, and then cylinder. The volumes are in the ratio 1 is to 2 is to 3. Now, this volume, I can say the volume of a right circular cone, this volume is V1, sphere will be V2, a cylinder will be V3. Okay, so now what will happen? What will be the ratio of V1, V2, V3? It will be like, since the volume of V3 is triple of V1, therefore I can say V3 by 3 is equal to V1. Also, I can say volume of the sphere is double of the cone. So, what I can say, volume of the cone will be half of the volume of sphere. So, that way V1 is equal to V2 by 2 is equal to V3 by 3. Let me write it again for you. Okay. See, this cone sphere. From sphere, if I go to cone, what I'll do, I'll have to half. Okay, if I half the volume of the sphere, I will get the volume of cone. So I can say V2 by 2 is equal to V1. Similarly, if I do one third of this, if I do one third of this, I'll get to this. That is V3 by 3 is equal to V1. Then I can say V1 is equal to V2 by 2 is equal to V3 by 3. This is your answer, my dear lovely students. Okay. Shall I move ahead to the next one? A sphere is placed inside a right circular cylinder so as to touch the top base and the lateral surface of the cylinder. If the radius of the sphere is r, the volume of the cylinder is c students. Directly we know the logic. Volume of cone, if I write volume of sphere, the ratio is 2 is to 3. Volume of this is sorry. volume of cylinder is to volume of sphere. This ratio is 3 is to 2. Okay. Or you have to find the volume of the cylinder. You can say, so you can say volume of cylinder will be what? 3 by 2 the volume of sphere. That is 3 by 2 into what will be the volume of sphere? Volume of sphere is 4 by 3 pi r cube. 3 and 3 cancel. This gives you 2 pi r cube. This is one way. The other way is, if you look at the diagram, dear students, this is the radius of the sphere. This is also the radius of the sphere. This is also the radius of the sphere. But combined together, this height is 2r. This height is 2r. Now, what will be the volume of cylinder? The volume of cylinder is volume of cylinder. This is base area into height. Base area into height. What is base area? Base area will be pi r square. Why? Because this radius is r, circular base. Height is 2r. This gives you 2 pi r cube. Am I clear to all of you? Okay, dear students, shall I move ahead? Next one. Now the next question is very much based on the basics I have taught you. A right circular cylinder is circumscribed about a hemisphere so that they share the same base. The ratio of the volume of cylinder to hemisphere is, you already know, my dear students, cylinder is to hemisphere. They have same base radius and same height. I have already told you how to do. Their volumes will be in the ratio 3 is to 2. Do we have any such option? Yes. Option number 4 is the answer. Okay. Next one. The radius of the base and height of a metallic solid cylinder are r and 6 centimeters respectively. It is melted and recast into a solid cone of the same radius of base. The height of the cone is, verbally it will be 18. See, dear students, I know this is a cylinder. Okay, this is a cylinder. What will happen if I convert this into a cone? It will be one third volume. Now, if you want the cylinder to be of equal volume of that of the cone, what you will do? You will convert this height. Okay, if this height was h, base radius is r over here, base radius is r over here, base radius is r over here, then what will happen, dear students? This height will be 3h. Its height will be 3h. Directly you triple the height, you will get the same thing, same volume. Okay, same volume if it had this height h, but if it had triple height, automatically the volumes will be same. Okay, next one. A solid metallic cone is melted and recast into a solid cylinder of the same and recast into a solid cylinder of the same base as that of the cone. Okay. If the height of the cylinder is 7, the height of the cone is C. Again the same thing. A solid metallic cone is melted and recast into a solid cylinder of the same base as that of the cone. If the height of the cylinder is 7, the height of the cone was, we already know, 21. Why? If you convert this cone, okay, if you convert this cone into this height, same height cylinder, same height cylinder, so you have to multiply it by 3 if this height is same. But if you don't want to multiply the volume, you want the volume to be same, then what will happen? If this height is 7, then this will give you a 21 centimeter high cone. Okay, you multiply by 3, you will get a same height cylinder. But if you are unable to multiply by 3, then your height will have to be one third as compared to the cone. The height of the cylinder will be one third as compared to that of the cone if they have the same volumes. Okay, direct logic. Next one. A solid sphere is melted and recast into a right circular cone with a base radius equal to the radius of sphere. A solid sphere is melted and recast into a right circular cone with a base radius equal to the radius of the sphere. Okay, a sphere is melted and recast into a cone. What if the ratio of height and radius of the cone so formed? See, dear students, what do we know? We know that if you have like this hemisphere or even a sphere, a solid sphere is melted and recast into a right circular cone. Okay, even if I talk about this hemisphere, na, and then I say this is a cone, and then I say this is a cone, what happens is volume becomes half. Volume is half. I repeat the question: a solid sphere is melted and recast into a right circular cone with a base radius equal to the radius of the sphere. What is the ratio of the height and radius of the cone? See, here what was, here it is like initially this is r, and this is also r radius. Okay, so this is like r, and this height will be 2r. Getting it, dear students? Why? Because the volume of the sphere is actually double of the volume volume of the this cone, and here the height of this sphere is equal to the height of the cone. When the height of sphere and height of the cone are equal, then the volume of the sphere is double. But if we want equal volume, for equal volume, what will happen? For equal volume, what will happen? The height will become, look, if you have the same base radius, let's say this radius is r, the height of the cone will be double of the height of the sphere. The height of the sphere is 2r. So here it will be, this height will be 4r. Okay, dear students, so this height will be 4r. Now, what is the ratio of height and radius of the cone? Height of cone upon radius of cone. Height of cone will be 4, radius of cone will be 1. So this ratio will be 4r by 1r or 4 by 1. This is the answer, my dear students. Okay, let's take the next one. Now, my dear students, I move to a very good concept, important concept, typical concept, which if I start from the basic, you will learn very easily. Otherwise, this concept could be tough, but if you start from the scratch, now you will find it easy. The concept is volume of the water coming out of a tap. Okay, the volume of a water coming out of a tap. Let's say I draw a tap. Fine, this is a tap, and this is the volume of, this is the water coming out. Fine, dear students. Now, what will happen when this water comes out of the tap? Let's see the speed at which the water comes out. Assume speed of water. Let's say it's 2 meter per second. Let's say 2 meter of the water is falling from the tap. Fine. 2 meter per second water is falling from the tap. Now, then what will happen? Let's say water falls for 5 seconds. Okay, water falls for 5 seconds. So how much water will come out? Speed. What is distance? Distance is equal to speed into time. So speed is 2, time is 5, that is 10 meter. So what I can say, 10 meter of the water will fall out from this tap. Secondly, okay, 10 meter of the water will fall out from the tap, or I say, let's say it is centimeter per second. No problem. Centimeter per second. Fine. So it will be 10 centimeter. Okay, the water will, how much water will fall? Let's say 10 centimeter. Now, let's say the radius of this tap is suppose 1 centimeter. The radius of this tap is 1 centimeter. So what will happen? In 5 seconds, how much water will fall? In 5 seconds, the water will fall to a height up to 10 centimeter. This will be the water. So in 10 seconds, what will be the water? The water will be like this. Okay, in 10 seconds, the water will be like this. So it will be like 10 centimeter. You will get a layer of water. You will get a cylindrical portion of water that will be 10 centimeter, which will have a radius 1 centimeter. Okay. So the thing is, main thing is when the water comes out of a tap or a pipe or anything comes out of a tap, when the water comes out of a tap, just a second, let me set it according to you. Right now, some portion is missing, I think. Just a small second. When the water comes out of a tap, like this, fine. When the water comes out of a tap, then the height, the height of the water, the height of the cylindrical portion formed, the height of the cylindrical portion of water is calculated by speed into time. By speed into time. So once you get the speed into time, you have got the height. What is the volume of water? What is the volume of water? Volume of water is, see, base area into height. Base area into height. What is the base area? This base area is actually the opening of tap. The area of opening of tap. This tap has some opening. So area of opening of tap into height. How do you calculate the height? Height is calculated by speed into time. This height is actually the distance by water. Distance by water. Now I come to the main thing. Area of opening of tap is pi r square into speed into time. Pi r square into speed into time. This is the main thing. Okay, dear students. Find pi r square into speed into time. Got it? This is the volume of water coming from pipe, coming from a tap. Coming from a tap. You just need to memorize this formula and the questions will become very easy for you. Okay, let's start with the questions. Water is being pumped out through a circular pipe whose internal diameter is 7 centimeter. If the flow of water is 12 centimeter per second, how many liters of water is being pumped out in 1 hour? See, my dear friends, it's like this. Let's say this is a pipe. This is a pipe. Okay, this portion is what? Pipe opening of pipe. Okay, pipe opening, and This radius is given, the diameter of the pipe is given to you as internal diameter is 7 centimeter. Internal diameter is 7 centimeter. So let's say whatever water is coming from it, whatever water is coming from it, let's say this much water is coming like this. This is the water coming from it. Okay, this is the water coming from the pipe. Now, how will you calculate its volume? So this will be 1 hour. Let's say this flows for 1 hour. 1 hour means how much? 1 hour means 3600 seconds. Okay, this 3600 seconds water flows. If the flow of water is 12 centimeter per second, what is the speed? Speed is 12 centimeter per second. So how much is the water coming out? Height of water, what will be the height of this water? The height of the water will be speed into time, that is 12 into 3600. So far clear? 360 plus 72, that will be 43200 centimeter. This much water comes out. Okay. In 1 hour, how much will come out? 43200 centimeter. I hope there is no doubt in this. Now, what is the volume of water? Volume of water is base area into height. What is the base area? Base area is 22 by 7 into internal diameter is 7 centimeter. 7 by 2 into 7 by 2 into 43200. 7 and 7 cancel, 2 and 22 cancel to give you a 11. 2 and 432 cancel to give you a 21600. This is like now 11 multiplied by 216 will be 6, 6 plus 1, 7, 1 plus 2, 3, then 2. 23600 centimeter cube. If you need to convert centimeter cube into liter, what you will do? 237600 divided by 1000 into this 7. Okay, so this is 7 into 237.6. 7 into 0.6 will directly give you 1663.2 1663.2 liters. Okay, this much is in liters. Clear to all? Next time I won't be drawing the diagram, I'll be directly solving the questions by writing the formula. Okay. Water flows into a tank. Let me increase the size. Water flows into a tank which is 200-meter long and 150-meter wide through a pipe of cross section 0.3 into 0.2 at 20 km per hour. Then the time for the water level in the tank to reach 8 meters is, see what the question is. The pipe which you have has a vertical cross opening, okay, has a rectangular cross opening, okay, like this. This is the pipe. From this water is flowing out. Now this water flowing out is getting poured into a tank. So water coming out is equal to the water deposited. Okay. So volume of water from pipe is equal to volume of water in tank. Okay. Now what is the volume of water coming out from pipe? That is area of opening, area of opening into speed into time is equal to volume of tank is like LBH. Okay, now water flows into tank which is 200-meter long. This is like 200-meter long, 150-meter wide, and let's say the water deposits to a height of h meter through a pipe of cross section 0.3 meter. Okay, 0.3 meter into 0.2 meter. This is like area at a speed of 20 kilometer per hour. 20 kilometer means to reach 8 meters. So this height is 8 meter. Okay, this height is 8 meter. 20 kilometer means 20,000 meter for a time t. For a time t. Fine. Now this is kilometer per hour. So my time will be in hours right now. 1 decimal, 2 decimal, 10, 20 removed. Then we have 200 and 200 cancel. So what will be the time? That time will be 150 into 8 divided by 3 into 2. 3 into 150 will give me 50. 2 by 8, 4. So this is 50 into 4, or this time is equal to 200 hours, my dear students. Okay. Is this question clear to all of you? Next one. Now we will do the question directly. Water flows through a cylindrical pipe whose radius is 7 centimeter at 5 meter per second. The time it takes to fill an empty water tank with height 1.54 meter and area of the base 3 into 5 square meter. See, water coming out from pipe. Water coming out from pipe is actually the water deposited in tank. Water deposited in tank. Now, how much water is coming out from the pipe? See, the water coming out from the pipe is, this is, first of all, speed into area into time. Speed, time into speed into area is equal to water deposited into tank, that is L into B into H. So L is 3, breadth is 5, and height is 1.54. Time you have to calculate. Speed is 5 meter per second. Okay, and what is the area? Cylindrical pipe whose radius is 7 centimeter. Okay, so the area will be pi into 7 by 2 into 7 by 2. So far everything is clear. Secondly, who's 7 by 100? Centimeter na 100. 100. So far I hope everything is clear to everyone. Okay. You have to take pi as 22 by 7. 7 and 7 cancel. Let's say this 100 cancel with this decimal. Why? 100 goes over here, this decimal is removed. Fine. 154 is like 22 into 7. 5 cancel with 5. So this time is equal to what? 3 into 100. Or time is equal to 300 minutes. 300 second. Why? Because 5 meter per second. This is 5 meter I have taken. So 300 seconds. Or time is equal to 6 minutes. 5 minutes. Which option? Option number 2 is your answer. Fine, my dear students. Let me move to the next one. Water flows at the rate of 10 meter per minute from a cylindrical pipe 5 mm in diameter. How long it takes to fill up a conical vessel whose diameter at the base is 30 centimeter and depth is 24? See, Water from cylindrical pipe, water out from cylindrical pipe is equal to water deposited in conical vessel. Now, what is the water out from pipe? That is time into speed into area is equal to 1 by 3 into pi r square into h. Fine. 1 by 3. Depth is given to you 30. How and depth diameter at the base is 30. The diameter at the base is 30. So this is like 22 by 7 into, you need not put the value of pi. Why? Because pi will on the left hand side also. R is what? 15, 30 centimeters. This is 15 centimeter. Okay. 15 by 100 into 15 by 100 and depth 24 centimeter. This is 24 by 100. Okay. This is in, everything is in meter. Now on this side, time I have to calculate, or let me take everything in second. Everything in centimeter. Fine. Water flows at the rate of 10 meter per minute. Fine. So it is like 10 meter is like 10 into 100. This many centimeter. Everything is going in minutes over here. This much centimeter from a cylinder, time into speed into area. Area is what? Pi into cylindrical pipe 5 mm in diameter. 5 mm in diameter means, first of all, 5 by 2 is the radius, and if you convert it into centimeter, it will be 5 by 20 into 5 by 20. Fine. 0 and 0 cancel. 2 cancel with 10 to give you a 5. The answer will be in minutes. 5 cancel with 15 to give you a 3. 3 and 3 cancel. 5 cancel with 15 to give you a 3. Now this time will be how much? This time will be 3 into 24 into 2 by 5. That will be 3 into 22, 6, 6 into 24, 144 by 5. This you can write as 140 plus 4 by 5, 4 by 5. 140 is like 28 minutes. 4 by 5 is 0.8 minutes. This is like 28 minutes, and 0.8 minutes means 48 seconds. This is your answer. Does it make sense, my dear students? Shall I proceed ahead? Next one. You can have a look if you want to. Fine. You can have a look over this question. The next one we have is, water is flowing at the rate of 3 km per hour through a circular pipe of 20 centimeter in diameter and into a circular cistern diameter 10 and depth 2 meter. In how much time will the cistern be filled? See, water out is equal to water in. What is the water out? Water out is time into speed into area is equal to area, length into breadth into height, or area into height. Okay. Time you have to find. The speed is 3 km per hour. 3 km per hour, let's say 3000 meter per hour, through a circular pipe of 20 centimeter internal diameter, or I can say 10 centimeter radius. So that will be pi into 10 centimeter means 0.1 meter into 0.1 centimeter into a circular system of diameter 10 and depth 2. Diameter 10 means radius is 5 meter. So pi into 5 into 5, and depth is 2 meter. What is the depth? 2 meter. This is pi r square into 2. Now we have everything in meter. Pi and pi cancel. This is r, let it be 0.1, not square this time. Why? Because I have already put na pi r square. So far clear? Okay. Now 0 and 0 will cancel with a decimal with a decimal. Fine. This 30 will cancel with 5 to give you a 6. 6 will cancel with 2 to give you a 3. So what I am left with is t is equal to 5 upon 3 hours or 1 hour 40 minutes. Which option? Option number 2 is your answer. Next one. Next question we have: a river 3 meter deep and 40 meter wide is flowing at rate of 2 kilometer per hour. How much water will fall into the sea? See, water from the opening of the river falls into sea. Okay, water from river is equal to water added into sea. Water added into sea. So what is the water out from a river? This is like speed, time into speed into area. This will be equal to what? Water added into sea. How much water is being added into sea? This is we have to determine. Okay, fine. Water added. This is actually a simple question. Into sea in a minute. Okay, at the rate of 2 kilometer per hour. See, first of all, 1 minute means 1 by time is 1 by 60 hour. Speed is how much? Speed is at the rate of 2 kilometer per hour. 2 kilometer means 2000 meter. Fine, 2000 meter in 1 hour. No problem. This is the time in hour. This is the speed in hour. Fine. I should write it like this. This is the time. This is the speed. What is the area? 3 meter deep and 40 meter wide. Now I have taken everything in meter. 3 meter deep and 40 meter wide. Now this everything is in meter cube. Okay, everything is in meter. So the answer will be in meter cube. This is your final answer. Okay, dear friends. 0 will cancel with 0. 3 will cancel with 6 to give you a 2. So you have 200 into 40 divided by 2, or I can say 4000 meter cube is your answer. I hope this portion is clear to all of you. This concept is also clear to all of you. We have done sufficient number of questions. Let's move to the next concept. The next topic is frustum of a cone. How do we get a frustum of a cone? Suppose I have a cone. Okay, I have a cone, let's say an inverted cone. If I chop this part, what left will be like this. This is called the frustum of a cone. This is the small radius. This is the radius at the bigger side, capital R, and this is the height. This portion is the height. Okay, so we have smaller radius as R, large radius as capital R, height is equal to H. Slant height will be what? Slant height will be that will be H square plus R minus R square. Simple logic. See, dear students, if I have to find the height, this is like this portion is H, and this portion is what? This portion is r minus r. Now this is a right angle triangle. If I apply Pythagoras theorem in this particular triangle, this is the height, this is the base. The base is r minus r. Height is h square plus r minus r square. This is the slant height. Now, how do we get the volume? See, the volume is found by a simple logic, a simple formula. Volume for any 3D figure can be found by this formula, which I'm teaching you towards the last end of the chapter. This is the core formula for finding the volume of a figure. 1 by 3 into base area plus top area plus under root base area BA into TA I'm writing. Okay. BA into TA, all this multiplied by the height. All this multiplied by the height. So what do you get? You get 1 by 3. Base area is pi r square. Top area is pi r square plus under the root pi r square into height. So you what do you get? You get 1 by 3 pi r square plus r into h. This is the volume for a frustum of a cone. Now, how do we find the surface area of a cone? Okay, surface area of the frustum of a cone. Surface area of frustum of cone. What will be the surface area? The surface area will be top area plus bottom area plus the curved surface area. How do you find the curved surface area? See, top area will be small pi r square, bottom area will be capital R square into pi. The last thing which comes is, see, top area will be pi into small r square. This will be pi into r square plus the curved surface area for anything, any figure is what? That is half into perimeters of top plus bottom into slant height multiplied by slant height. So that this becomes pi r square plus half in the bracket 2 pi r plus 2 pi r into L. So what do you get? You get pi r square plus pi r square. 2 and 2 will cancel plus pi. If I take common, it becomes r plus capital R into L. This is the total surface area. Just a second, dear students. This is the total surface area for frustum. Total surface area for a frustum of a cone. Frustum of a cone. I hope so far the basic concept is clear to all. Now we will start with the questions. Let's look at the first question. A drinking glass is in the shape of a frustum of a cone of height 14 centimeter. The diameter of its two circular ends are 4 and 2. Find the capacity of the glass. See, first of all, what is capital R? Capital R will be 4 by 2, that is 2. Small r will be 2 by 2, that is 1. Height is given to you as 14 centimeter. Now what? I'm sorry, dear students. Wait. Like this is the question. A drinking glass is in the shape of a frustum of a cone of height 14 centimeter. The diameter of its two circular ends are this. Find the capacity. Capital R will be 4 by 2. Small r will be 2 by 2. H 14. So what will be the volume? Volume of frustum of cone. This will be what? 1 by 3 pi into r square plus rr into height h. So you get 1 by 3 into pi. R square will be 2 square will be 4. R square will be 1. 2 into 1 into the height 14. This is 1 by 3 into 22 by 7 into 7 into 14. 7 and 7 cancel. 22 into 14, that is 18 square minus 4 square. 18 square is 324 minus 16, 308 divided by 3, or you can say this will be 102.667. I hope so far everything is clear to everyone. This was an easy question. 102.667. Next question we have. The next question is, the slant height of a frustum of a cone L is equal to 4 centimeter, and the perimeters of its circular ends are 18 and 6. Let's say perimeter of top 6, perimeter, then perimeter of bottom 18. Find the curved surface area. What is the curved surface area? Curved surface area is half into perimeter of top plus perimeter of bottom into slant height. This gives you half into 6 plus 18 into the slant height is 4. That is 6 plus 18 into 2, 24 into 2, or 48 cm square. This is your answer. Okay. Next. After the cap used by Turks is shaped like the frustum of a cone. If its radius on the open side is 10 centimeter and radius at the upper base is 4 centimeter and slant height is 15, then the area of the material used for making the cap is, now good question. What is the area of the material used for cap? Okay. See, if the radius on the open side is 10, so when the radius is open side 10, so we won't material won't be used. So area of material will be, and radius at the upper base is 4, that will be pi r square, that is area of closed side plus lateral surface area. Area of closed side will be pi into 4 square. Now lateral surface area will be half into perimeter of top plus perimeter of bottom into slant height L. This is 16 pi plus half. What is perimeter of top? Perimeter of top will be 2 pi into 4. Perimeter of bottom will be 2 pi into 10 into the slant height is 15. This is 16 pi. These two cancel. 4 pi plus 10 pi, 14 pi into 15. That is 16 pi plus 210 pi, or I can say 236. The next question we have is, a container open from the top. Wait, let me just give me a small second to change the question. A container opened from the top and made up of a metal sheet is in the form of a frustum of a cone of height 16 with radius at lower and upper ends at, let's say, r is equal to 8 and capital R is equal to 20 respectively. Find the cost of the milk which can completely fill the container at the rate of rupees 20 per liter. Also find the cost of metal sheets used to make the container. See, first of all, let's say volume of container. What will be the volume of container? It will be 1 by 3 pi r square plus r into h. This will be what? 1 by 3 into 22 by 7, or let it be pi only. 22 by 7. Right now I'm writing it pi only. We will see later on what we will need to do. R square, okay. R is what? 20 square. This is 400 plus 64 plus 164. Am I clear? Plus 160 R into R. Should I write in detail? Into the height 16, okay. So this is like 1 by 3 into pi into 400 plus 64 plus 160. 560 plus 64 is equal to 624 into 16. Or I can say 624 can be cancelled by 3 to give you 208. Okay, 208. So this is like 208 into 16 into pi. So this will be equal to 208 into 16 is 3200 plus 16 into 8 is 128. So 3328 pi. Now what will be the cost of the milk? The cost of the milk will be 3328 into 3.14 into rupees 20 per liter. Finally, I can say 3328 into 31.4 into 2 or 62.8 into 62.8 rupees. This is your final answer. Now let's find the cost of the metal. Also find the cost of the metal sheet. A container open from the top. Find, see, this is, we have height 16 with, see, height 16. Now the thing is, the figure is like this. It is like this. A container which is open from the top of height 16 and radii of its lower and upper end are 8 and 20. This is 8, my dear student. This is 20. If I draw a line like this, I draw a line like this. So what will be this portion? This portion will be 12. Okay, 8. This will be 12. Now this portion is 16. Slant height will be 20. Why I was doing all this? Because I need slant height. You have got the slant height now. What is the curved surface area? Curved surface area is half into perimeter of top plus bottom into slant height L. Half. Perimeter of top is 2 pi, or I should do it in detail, 2 pi r. R is 20. Perimeter of bottom is 2 pi into 8 into L. L is what? L is 20. So what do you get? You take half 2 common. Finally you have 5 pi 20 plus 8 into 20. Now cost will be how much? This pi, or 3.14. 3.14 into 28 into 20 into 10. This comes by Pythagoras triplet rule, 12, 16 combined to give you a 20. Fine. So this you can say 314 into 28 into 2 or 628 into 20. And now this calculation becomes easy. How come? 600 into 28 plus 28 into 28. 28 square is 784. 6 into 28 will be 140 plus 28, 168, 00. So you can say this is 17584 rupees. This is the answer. Okay, dear students. Fine. Clear to all of you? The next question we have is, if the radii of the circular ends of a truncated conical bucket, which is 45 centimeter high, be 28 and 7 centimeter, then the capacity of the bucket in cubic meters is, see, the bucket is like this. Okay, now it is 45 centimeter high. This is 45 centimeter high, and the radii are as follows. This radius is 28 and this radius is 7 centimeter. Then the capacity of the bucket in cubic centimeter is, you have to find the capacity of this bucket given this is 45 centimeter. Capacity of bucket means volume of bucket. Capacity of bucket is equal to volume of bucket. What is the volume of bucket? Pi r square plus r square plus r into h. Okay. Pi is 22 by 7. R square means 28 square plus 7 square means 7 square. 28 into 7 into 45, or you can say 22. If I remove a 7, it is 28 into 4 plus 7 plus 28 into 45. This is like 22 into 45 into 28 into 4 is 112, 119, 119 plus 28 is 147. Fine, dear students. So far clear? Okay. Now it's entirely up to you whether you can multiply it or you can just think of a basic thing. This is 2, this is 5. Answer will terminate with a 0. 2 into 5 will be 0. Secondly, this is 11. 11 into 2. 11, a number is divisible. This result will be divisible by 11. Let's see which options are divisible by 11. If the sum of these two digits is equal to sum of these two digits, yes. 1859, correct. This is possible. Sum of these two digits, 5 and 8, but this is not divisible by 11. You know the basic rule. Again, 1 and 5, the difference of 1 and 5 and 8 and 4 is not divisible by 11. Why would I solve it? This is the answer. 48, 510. Option number 1 is the answer. Okay. You can have a look over it. If you want, I can definitely multiply it for you. But I did not do it because I didn't find it very useful. No way of doing such a lengthy calculation. Still, if you want 20 into 45, 900. 2 into 45, 990. Into 147. Okay, clear. Or I could have also written it like this. 2 into 45, 90 into 11. 11 into 90. This will give me a 0. 9 into 7, 63. 6 carry. 9 into 14, 126 plus 6 carry 132 into 11. How do you multiply? Just one small thing which I neglected, dear students, that is one third will come over here. Okay, this is one third, one third. So one third of 22 into 45 like this. So it will be actually 15. 22 into 15 into 147. Again, here it will be one third, so it becomes 30. When it becomes 30, so 147 into 3 will be 441. Okay, so for clear, there will be a 0. And now when you multiply by 11, 0, then 1 and 4, 5, 4 and 4, 8, single 4, 4, 8, 5, 1, 0. It was all correct, but I just somehow missed this calculation part. Okay, but the question was easy, and I hope this concept is clear to all of you. Okay, dear students, should I wind up with this? Enough? Okay. So, dear students, I hope I have done enough for today. And all the possible questions of pertaining to this exercise we have covered in great details. And that is all for today. But before I wind up, dear students, I will like to say, please, this is a very crucial period of your life. Don't let it go wasted. Study as much as you can, and merely watching maths videos, just by watching maths videos you can't crack your exam. You have to practice it on daily basis. Give as much time to your studies as possible, and solve all the questions by writing. Okay, dear students, until and unless you solve by writing, you won't be able to crack them in your exam. Getting my point, dear students? So please practice by writing only. Okay, maths, please practice by writing. Bye bye, take care.